Alright then, what's up guys, it's your boy 3 Short Style here, checking in on the video, and today we're here to debunk one of the biggest, one of the biggest debates in One Piece history, and it even rivals the Sanji versus Zoro debate. And that debate is Shanks actually strong, or is he just a weak person that using his reputation for something, just using that instead of actually being powerful like the rest of the Yonko. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright then, first thing first is we're gonna be looking at Shanks' resume today, and we're just going to see like what makes him strong and actually what proves that he's weak. And yeah, and like the first thing is Shanks being a Yonko. And with Shanks being a Yonko, like this really doesn't give him like much leverage. Like I get that he's a Yonko and he's powerful, but like it's just like it's different things, because like, you know how Buggy is like Buggy is a warlord, and Buggy became a warlord just because of his reputation. He didn't do it because of his power. He just did it because of his feats. That's how he became a Shichibukai. So like with Shanks, like Shanks could have tricked his way like Buggy and just played his way all the way to being a Yonko. But then like Shanks get respect from his peers. Like with Shanks getting respect from his peers like somewhat, cause like when he went on Whitebeard's ship, Whitebeard like respected him enough to the point where he'll meet with Shanks and talk to him. But like you seen how Whitebeard treated Shanks. He didn't really like, he showed respect, but he didn't show that much respect. And then with Kaito and Big Mom, like just by their personalities, it seemed like that they don't show him respect at all either. So like that kind of question is like whether he's strong or weak. And then like then another thing is that the world government and the Marines kind of shows him somewhat of type of respect, but they could be because of his title of him being a Yonko. So like we'll never know until Oda tell us about Shanks to see if he's like actually like how he got the Yonko title. So I'm gonna mark that as it doesn't prove that he's strong just from him being a Yonko, in my opinion. So yeah. And then another one is Shanks being on the Roger Pires. And this one right here, like I said, this one is just like the Buggy one, because you know like Buggy and Rayleigh was on Roger's crew too. But like like Buggy, he's just pretty much a fraud. He faked his way all the way to the top. And then with Rayleigh is actually powerful. Rayleigh can go head to head with an admiral at an old age. So just imagine Rayleigh in his prime. So I'm pretty sure Rayleigh was Yonko level at some point too. So what that says is like Shanks could be like, this right here is really not too much of a that it really doesn't prove that he like Shanks is strong, because him just being on Roger crew, that doesn't mean nothing. Because like I said with Buggy faked his way to the top. How we don't know that Shanks like faked his way to the top or bluffed his way all the way to the top, and we don't know. And like I said, I'm gonna leave it as they just proves that he's not strong at all. And yeah, and then the other one is he got one shotted by a Sea King. And this one right here is like you know, everybody can be like, why did you bring this up? And you know, I already know, like somebody being of Shanks stature almost getting one shotted by a Sea King is pretty funny, because like how like I'm pretty sure any Yonko that was right there and that Sea King went for their arm when it got taken off. So yeah, but then like you can counter it with like Shanks was trying to prove a point to Luffy that power is not everything. It's just your will and your courage to be something. That's what's actually important. I think that was Shanks was trying to teach. And yeah, and then another thing that you could say is that Shanks was so strong to the point where he didn't really need he didn't need two arms. That's how powerful he was. Like just imagine Shanks being like, okay, I don't need two arms and I'm powerful enough to keep one. So then he decides just to let the Sea King eat that arm off and then keep his his right arm. So yeah. And then another one is that the Sea King was actually Rocks himself. And yeah, and I know this sounds stupid because, the Sea King being like a Yonko level. And like, I'm gonna hear some people make jokes about it. The Sea King was actually Yonko level. He even rivaled Roger and Whitebeard when they was in their prime. And yeah, like I give it's just funny to think about it when people be saying that stuff about the Sea King and stuff. And yeah, then for this one, I think it proves that Shanks is strong because Shanks was trying to teach a lesson to Luffy. He wasn't too weak to the point where he couldn't defeat the Sea King. So yeah. And then another one is, and this is a big one, is that Shanks when Shanks got cut by pre-time skip Blackbeard, like how is this even possible? Cause like right when Shanks got his arm cut off, like pretty much like right after he left Fuchsia Village, he was pretty much getting ready to become a Yonko, or he was already a Yonko, we don't know. But like, how did you let pre-time skill Blackbeard cut you? Even if like I know like a Yonko, just imagine a Yonko letting pre-time skill Blackbeard cut him in the face. Like, it's just crazy. And this right here is like, this is like one of the biggest things that people use against Shanks when they say he's weak, because like how did you let Blackbeard cut you? Like that, like I can't even like comprehend that. Like the only thing is that the only like thing I can see that happened was that Blackbeard caught Shanks off guard. And even if he caught Shanks off guard, like how did he scar you in the eye? Like I just don't see that happening. And yeah, then some people try to counter this and just say that pre-time to get Blackbeard was really strong. And I was like, I probably say no, cause you remember when like Blackbeard was going up against Ace, like Ace and him was pretty much, I think, was equal. I think Blackbeard just had the edge because he can nullify devil fruits and plays. We really didn't see Ace using the ornament hockey or observation hockey. So yeah, and that's why I think like Blackbeard had the edge in that fight. So like with this one, I think pre-time to get Blackbeard was still like weaker than an actual warrior lord. Like I think he was weaker than Doflamingo. So how did you still how did Shanks still let Whitebeard cut him in the eye? It doesn't make sense. Like that's why I say this one right here, it does prove that Shanks is weak, because like I just can't comprehend how did you let pre-time skill Blackbeard cut you. But yeah, then another one is Shanks training with Mihawk. And this one right here is a pretty big one. When people try to like say that he's strong, people use this one because like him training with Mihawk, the world's strongest swordsman, like that's like a huge accomplishment, because you seen what like Mihawk was doing in Marine 4. He was just slicing mountains and with just one swing, what even trying. And yeah, and like with this one, like some people try to counter arc with this and just say that Mihawk is just weak and he's a fraud too, just like Shanks. And that's why like Shanks was training with him, because both of them was weak. So both of them really didn't notice the difference. And yeah, and then another one is that Mihawk was going easy on Shanks. And with this one, like I can see this happening, Mihawk just kind of going easy on Shanks. But like the one thing I can counter arc this with is that like I think it's this an anime only though. But like I remember when Shanks went on Whitebeard, he went on Whitebeard's ship, and Whitebeard said that when him and Mihawk was fighting, he never seen a fight like that before. So it must have to be amazing, unless they pull like some type of buggy stunt. But like it had to be amazing for Whitebeard to compliment your fight and say that he never seen nothing like that. And then you remember when Whitebeard, like we went on Whitebeard crew, he didn't see Shanks had an arm. He's like, somebody must really got to be powerful to take off your arm. So I think this one right here, him training with Mihawk, does prove that he's strong. And yeah, and then another one is that he stopped the Marineford War. And then with this one, people try to argument this one with just saying that the Marines was worn out, they was tired, they didn't have that many men. But in my opinion, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru, they could have still kept fighting. They didn't have to stop fighting if they didn't want to. And I'm pretty sure Son Goku could have jumped in and helped them fight if they really needed it. So I think the Marines, like, they wasn't like, they lost a bunch of men, but they still had all their manpower because all the admirals and stuff was still kicking and walking. So yeah. And then another one is that this one is just pretty much simple, that probably Shanks is probably just really strong, and that's why he was able to stop the Marineford War. So yeah, Shanks could just be that strong to the point where he just actually just stopped the war because he was strong. And yeah, and with Shanks stopping the war, I think this actually does prove that he's actually really strong and he's not weak. So yeah. And then another one is that if Shanks was able to stop Kaito before Kaito left to go fight in Marineford, and Shanks was able to stop Kaito. So with this one right here, I don't know about this one. And one thing that people use to counter this argument is that they say that Shanks bribed him into stopping him from going to Marineford, which kind of makes sense. Like, I can see Shanks bringing Kaito some sake, and then they just drinking it, and then like Kaito get drunk, and then Kaito decides to stay in Wano instead of going to Marineford. I can see that does make sense. And yeah, and then another thing that helps this argument is that Shanks actually lied to everybody, and then Shanks then stopped Kaito. Kaito just didn't want to go, or something happened and Kaito had to stay in Wano, so he decided not to leave. And yeah, and then like with this one, I think it does prove that Shanks is actually weak and he's not strong. But yeah, and then another one is that Shanks stopped a Akainu attack when he was finna get ready to kill Kobe. And with this one right here, like I said, with this one, it doesn't really have too many realistic arguments. But like, one argument is that Akainu stopped when he seen Shanks, because you know Shanks is a young coach, so he probably just stopped before he even hit Shanks. But then I say that Shanks jumped in the way, so Shanks seen him. So I don't see Akainu stopping it. I really don't see Akainu just stopping and being like, okay, I'm gonna wait because this is Shanks. And it looked like Akainu really didn't have no respect for like no type of pirate. So yeah. And then another one is that everyone can stop Akainu attacks. And this one doesn't really make sense. Like, you remember the attack that Akainu was finna get ready to do to kill Kobe? Some people say the attack probably was weak because Kobe was like, because Kobe is weak, so Akainu didn't put that much power into it, and that's how Shanks was able to stop it. And I can see this happening, but like, it's not plausible as an argument, because Akainu is real powerful. And I'm pretty sure, like, if you just had regular armor haki, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to stop one of Akainu attacks, especially if you just like Kainu's had killing intent and he wanted to kill you. And yeah, and like this is pretty much it for this video. Cause like pretty much with Shanks, Shanks is like, it proves like Shanks got like 4 different things that prove that he's weak, and 4 different things that prove that he's strong. So I'll probably say that you pretty much can choose on your own if you believe Shanks is strong or weak. So I pretty much laid out the how do I say this, I laid out all his feats and his resume for you, so you can decide if Shanks is actually strong, or you can decide if Shanks is actually weak. And yeah, and I know I actually didn't solve the I didn't solve this great debate, but I couldn't because it was at a tie. Cause it got 4 things that proves he's strong and 4 things that proves he's weak. And I legit couldn't think of nothing else that proved that he was strong or weak. And yeah, and then you know the series is still going, so we never know what happened to Shanks in the future. And yeah, and like I said, this pretty much it for you. This video, you already know it's your boy Twitch Style. Leave a like, leave a comment if you want to say something or just talk to me. And yeah, like I said, it's your boy Twitch Style, and I'm out.
To the tune, till I'm dead. Don't want room, I might go back.